the midweek game against Stoke City. 3 good goals, 3 great points. It was important today to go in against another struggling third bottom side, Derby County. It was important to get another 3 points. Going into the game, I'm thinking a draw is not good. No excuses. This is business then now. We really need to stay in there and to stay up there. We need to, in the mix. We have to produce. So the team was Travers, Borges, Dickstale, Fry, Ayling, Foz, Morris, Hackney, Whittaker, Azaz and Conway. On the bench was, so I get my team sheet out, my written team sheet, I don't get an official one. It was Glover, Beleza, Hinashu, Burzog, Housen, Giles, Junior, Deed and McCabe. What game did I see? What was I say? It was a must-win game. We created, throughout the 90-odd minutes, 97 minutes, we created about 4 or 5 good chances. Hit the post on 2 occasions. Foz had a double, the keeper parried it and then he had another dig at it. This was in the first half. Didn't look as if the goal was going to come. That's my own feelings. I just thought it was going to be one of those days, created chances, missed them, fluffed them. They just came to pat the bus, frustrate, try and hit us in the counter, but they weren't very good at it. That's why they're third bottom of the league. But we didn't play well. Was it? I mean, a lad asked, I did the Dovecote afterwards, I do the local pub in Middlesbrough, and asked a few of the fans there, and some of them used the word boring. At times we were. The slow, laborious, predictable, laboured passing. I've said this forever, for years now, but this year in particular. Need to shift the ball quicker. As if you've got the button for the telecontrol and you fast forward it. Well, sometimes we get it and it's as if we're in slow-mo. Pass, slow, laboured, predictable, playing in front, across the back line in front of the opposition. But they clogged us up, frustrated us for a long time. But the goal came, and it came about. We continued fanning about, as we always have, and we probably always will. They did the same. And that's where the goal came from. They had it in the right back position. He played a square nonsense ball in a difficult area instead of playing up the flank or out the park. He played inwards. The ball went straight to one of our players. It ended up at the feet of Conway. He hit it, it ricocheted off the defender, back over his head. Big Hinashu had come off the bench. He'd a shot, ricocheted into the path Azaz, and Azaz hit a great goal, top right-hand corner. It was a great finish for Azaz, well done to him. But I never thought it was coming. But at the end of the day, it's not about glamour. It's not about playing great football, scintillating stuff where everybody's raving about how good we are. We've had our time to do that, and we've not really hit the heights this season. So now's the time for business, i.e. 3 points, clean sheet. We're still in the mix. I'm up to doing with just as I come in. So if you've not looked at the table as yet, look, Leeds, Sheffield United, I watched Leeds United. Leeds, Sheffield United, Burnley and Sunderland, they've gone. They've gone. We need snookers to catch them. So Leeds 76 points, they're just going for the title now. Sunderland in 65, they're 4th. And then you've got Coventry, who I've seen on here for a month now. They're the dark horses. They are the dark horses. They've just crept in there. Nobody's mentioned them. Now they're 5th and 53 points. West Brom, Millmate Mugger, who got a point against Leeds today, 52. And then there's Blackburn, Borough, Bristol, Watford, Norwich, Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, all in the mix. So you've got Coventry, West Brom, Blackburn, Borough, Bristol, Watford, Norwich, Millwall and Sheffield all in the mix. So 8-9 teams still in the mix for 2 positions. The 4's gone. Need to be something absolute tragic to happen to the other teams. It's not happening. The 4 teams at the top will finish there. Stephen Guthrie says, didn't play well today, but we'll take the 3 points up the Borough. As I say, Stephen, it's not about glamour now. It's about getting points. And doing the business and win games of football, and we did it today, so well done to the players, well done to Michael Carrick. But as I say, there was last 5-10 minutes a bit of tense, and when they put 7 minutes on the board, you're thinking, here we go again. It just takes one ball in and a deflection, or we stand rigid and it ends up in the back of our net. But anyway, it never came, so great 3 points. And good to keep a clean sheet. Don't understand that Fry standing on the ball, what the hell? Keith Williams, yeah, he did it a couple of times. A lot of centre-halves of this. It's a trend, isn't it? Dear God, Jack Champ would have punched you full on if you did that as a defender. I wasn't at Borough when Jack was there, but I worked with Jack for 3 years with the Republic, and I seen him, what he's all about, his defensive status and what he's all about and how he liked to defend first and foremost. And he wasn't into glamour, he was about getting results, and he would have crucified defenders for standing the ball. But I have to say, Dale Fry, well done Dale Fry. I questioned why you were in the shadows of the other defenders in recent weeks. You've come in, you've been brilliant. Today, he actually showed leadership qualities for me. He was pointing a finger, he was rattling people. Local lad. I've no doubt he wears a shirt with pride when he's selected, but how he's left out. And the other thing I would question, I know it's hypothetical now, we won the game, that's the be all and end all, but how big Berzog still is on the bench. Anyway, we won the game, that was the be all and end all. Paul Ronald says, evening Bernard Joe Sullivan, evening Paul. Another one clean sheet, wasn't the best game to watch, too much putting the foot in the ball in the back line, somebody just mentioned, tippy-tappy football, fanning about, that's the word you're looking for, Ronald. But sometimes you have to win ugly. Man of the match, Fry. Mentioned Fry, I bummed him up. Swansea next, hopefully another one. Yeah, well, if you look at it, we're playing Swansea next. They're 16th in the table. Derby today, we're third bottom of the table. So, yeah. Some people were saying to me when I was doing chats in the Legends Lounge and in the Dovecot, some fans were saying the next 4 games, one name, and we'll not be far away. We'll be in the playoffs. So we've got Swansea, who are 16th in the league, QPR 14th, Luton third bottom, and Oxford are 18th in the league. So they're great games. If we could take all the points, my gut is we won't, but if we did, wow, that would set us up greatly for the big games coming. And the big games coming, I've written them down. Blackburn Rovers, who are up there, they're 7th. You've got Leeds United, who's number 1 top. You've got Millwall, who are fighting the same as us. Plymouth Argyle at home, wow. Sheffield Wednesday, they're up there in the mix. Norwich are in the mix. In Coventry, who I say is the dark horses, who are sitting 5th. So let's see what happens. What is this? Sorry, press wrong button. Looking a little low on defenders now. A bit of regret letting Clark go. Well, it's a gamble. I mean, life's a gamble. Football's a gamble. You let players go. That once upon a time, defenders made more defenders than any other position in the park, and now they're falling like flies. Where's this Giles? What has happened to Giles? Somebody asked me that today, and I said, you know what? I've not got a clue. And then somebody had the cheek and audacity to wind me up and say, but he'll be going to international duty with Australia. Surely not. If he declared himself fit, I would put him with the stiffs. But that, I mean, the reserves, and just bomb him out. I know he's under contract, but what can you do? You cannot go, this is the bread and butter. And if he's not fit for here, there's no way on this planet he should be going to international duty. Somebody might have just been winding me up, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. And I'd be up in arms with that. I wouldn't be supporting the Giles for that. Looking a little low on defenders here, I mentioned that. Tony Wedlake says, looking forward to your 40 years in Teesside, Bernie. Only 50 tickets left. Wow. With 8 months to go. Anyone wanting tickets will need to be fast up the Borough. Yeah, so I've got to here, I've been plugging it and think, why am I plugging it this early? It's in October. If you don't know, I'm having a night 40 years in Teesside. 40 years, dear God, I'd never heard of Middlesbrough. I come off the train, thought I'd landed in the moon. 40 years on, I still live in the area. I absolutely love the area. I love the people. I'm not just saying that for effect, that's why I'm still here. My boys are born and bred in Middlesbrough. When I reflect on my 40 years in Teesside, nearly 400 games, X amount of goals, doing radio, 500 commentaries with the late great Ali Brownlee following Middlesbrough, 2 years in Europe, 5-6 cup finals, 14 years in the Legends Show tours every night with Mark McDonald, Eric Gates, still doing the Legends Lounge now, still involved with the club, it's just been it's like a dream, and a very good one at that. It's not been a nightmare. Well, the first year was a nightmare. Relegation, liquidation and bankrupt, that was a nightmare. Not getting paid, nightmare. Cleaning your own gear, training local pitches, yeah, nightmare. But it's certainly turned around and there's been some absolutely fantastic times here in the north. So anyway, 40 years in Teesside celebration. It's on October the 30th. It's, well, we might be overgrown it, but it's at the Riverside. It's in the Legends Lounge. And I've spoke to everybody who I'm going to mention, so they're going to be there. You might be a fan of theirs, not mine. Ian Baird, Stewie Downing, Matt Proctor, Gary Pallister, David Wheater, Neil Madison, Craig Hignett, John Henry, Archie Stevens, Julio Acker, Tony Mowbray, Eric Gates, George Friend, Steve Gibson's got it in his diary. He told me that last week. I was with him. David Hodgson, Mickey Horswell, Dimmy Constantopoulos. I was with Dimmy the day he was my guest in the Legends Lounge. Jeff Winter, former top referee, pal. Peter Wright, Yorkshire vet. Nicky Moan. I spoke to Steve Vickers today. He's in the fold now, and there'll be one or two others. Can't get any more in, so it's going to be a great night. Yeah, so that's the names. That's when it is, 30th October. You can look up my Facebook, YouTube if you want details, and you'll see all the details there. Great to see Johnny Howson back in the squad for Borough today, Bernie. It was Andrew. He was in the squad. I mentioned the subs. I'll read them again for those that don't know. The subs today was Glover, Belazer, Hinasho, if I should pronounce the last name, Bazog. Surprised to see him on the bench. Johnny Howson. Yeah, Johnny's been a great professional, and yeah, it's great to see him back. Giles came off the bench into the left row. Deed, don't know much about the kid. McCabe. So what's happened to Lenihan? Don't know. What's happened to a few of them? What's happened to Lenihan? Is the end? What's his latest? He won't be back this season. Why? Massive win. Love the celebration. Johnny will be vital rest of the season. That's for Reese 2024. Hello mate, first time been on this live chat. What a game Fry had today, won everything. Yeah, Rico, you're right. Fry was outstanding. Last couple of games obviously I watched every game, but last couple of games he stood out and he's really took the bull with the horns, rolled his sleeves up, rattling people, dictating, pointing the finger, and he was at it today, and I thought he did very, very well. And I think a lot of Borough fans shared that opinion in the lounge that I host, the Legends Lounge, and I certainly did. So what a lineup, and greatly deserved. So Tony Wedley says, what a lineup for the 40 years in Teesside. Wow, 40 years. Incredible, eh? Won everything in the air today. No, he did, Rico. I take it you're a big Fry fan, and it's weird because over the last few years he signed a new contract, but he's been in a team with a host of different coaches and managers. But yeah, he's back in now, and I don't think anybody will displace him now for now at the end of the season. Hello, mate. Hopefully Azaz can find the form they got him Player of the Month in December. That's for Richie Winters. Yeah, listen, Azaz was good during the week. He got a goal. It wasn't as influential today, but got the goal, which is brilliant. Martin Taylor says, hi, Bernie. Borough won ugly. Back-to-back wins, given the recent form. A clean sheet. Got my ticket for your 40 years celebration. He's more or less looking forward to it. Cheers, Martin. Tony says, the tickets are £60. Tables 10. £600. I'm reading this out because it's there. I didn't have it in front of me. If you want to order, you can email 7.enterprises, the word 7.enterprises@hotmail.co.uk. Barely 40 years in Teesside. Yeah. Colin Fry says, Derby came for a point. They only had one shot on target. Oh, Colin, there's no doubt that the likes of Derby and Plymouth Argyle and these guys are going to come to frustrate and try and get away with a point. Of course. Well, what would you do? Currently, I used to look for a point in the Premier League. We only get 4 wins that season. I always think if you go out with a negative attitude, you get a negative outcome. And a lot of the teams that's down there, and I get it, but sometimes people say fortune favours the brave. And I agree with that, saying you might as well have a go at it and a bash at it. You might as well get beat 10-0 than 1-0. You know, and have a go at it and say, hey, I gave it my best shot. But teams just come to frustrate. Teams have achieved and got what they wanted at the Riverside, but today they never. Hi Bernie, Fry, by far the best player on the pitch up the effing Borough. That's for Peter Sloan. And yeah, Peter, you're right. As I say, very good today. Dale Fry. Looking at the back line, yeah, so there was Ayling. I tell you what, Ayling done well today. You know, he came off injured, he went off and he came back on, then he went down and sat in his haunches and got taken off. But I thought he done well. And it's, when he was more central today, but when he's playing the right, I think he gets exposed for his lack of pace. But he's in there, he's got covered with Fry and company around about him, so I thought he done well up until he got injured. Morrison, Hackney were running about, closing down, harassing. Whittaker and flashes, a couple of good shots. Foz had a couple of shots. Azaz scored the goal we mentioned. Conway, still not a... There's some people here with emails that come in saying, oh, Conway's not the player, he's not the man, they fill that strike role. But he's still got 12 goals to his credit, the lad. But I've not really taken to him. I think there's a wee bit of arrogance. Hey, arrogance is okay, but you need to back it up. No, arrogance isn't okay. You don't need to be confident. Quietly confident's the word. I was quietly confident. Within, I might have had a bit of arrogance, but he sort of portrays that arrogance. You know, midweek, I mentioned on here, he faked it. The lad went up to him. I don't know if it's Chinese lad, whatever, went up to his head and sort of reached out with his head, never touched him, and he went down like a feather. Now, if a foreigner does that, we heavily criticise the foreigner and say they're cheating, whatever. And yet we've got a player at Borough doing it. Don't like that. He's certainly cocky and confident. Cockneys are. I think he's a Cockney. I think the Cockneys are cocky. And he showed that Cockney and arrogance when he, I always say it, when he took the ball off Flatty Laugh. He's only in the door and went, give us the ball, I'm taking the penalty. I'd have went, here, sling your hooks on, you need to get another X amount of goals before you can start taking penalties and taking it off me. But Flatty Laugh went, there you go. Never got that. So he has got that, but today, a couple of times he dived and looking for the foul and free kick, and I thought, no, if referees see you or opponents see you doing that, you're not going to get them. How come if we run over the barrier, we're banned for 4 players? What are you on about? And it's laughed off by Gibson and the henchmen who love banning you. So how come if you run over the barrier, we ban, I think you meant years instead of play, you ban for four games. Do you mean 4 games, Leslie? No, look, that was a few years ago. Hey, more than a few years ago, I was doing the Legend show. It was on every night, tours every night. And I remember the fan under McLaren jumping over the hoarding, running down the sideline, level with Steve McLaren, the then manager, threw his season ticket at him, and getting the next week got his season ticket back. And then there was a guy that came who was on the night shift, who went into have watched the game, had a pint or two, which we sell, the clubs sell alcohol. They're not going to no drink if there's alcohol there. Then he falls asleep on his chair and he got arrested. Do you remember that? Wow, he got arrested and he get banned. How can you fall asleep in your chair and get banned, yet you can run half the field and chuck your season ticket at the manager? Don't get it, but there was a lot of shenanigans went on back then. I questioned the sanity. There was one lady who ended up, did she go to England? Don't know her name, but she was part of the club and put this letter out saying, will you keep the noise down? Keep the noise down? A football match, what are you on about, keep the noise down? Anyway, this was out to season ticket holders. I remember playing 5-a-side and the lad going, I've got my season, they want me to renew my season ticket. Have you seen what they've sent out? And they showed me this other letter and I read it. I went, get away, that's fake. He says, no, send that out, keep the noise down. Bonkers. How do these people get jobs? Yes, and the guy who made the monkey gesture, banned them, the Crown Court overturned it. The guy who, I don't know that. But you're talking like, you mentioned monkey, I mentioned this in the lounge today to somebody. If you've got a kid, your kid's bouncing about, now, back then, whenever, the future, you say, well, you're jumping about like a monkey, because monkeys are busy and they fly about. And then Marino uses the word monkeys, saying that the bench of whoever he was playing against, they were jumping about with monkeys. Oh, he's a racist. What are you on about? Monkeys are restless and fidgety and jumping about your monkey. I'm an ape. I'm not offended. So, what are you on about? If you think that's a racist comment, you're the racist, because it's in your head that you think like that. read the Marino thing and just thought that's another. It's just it's a farce. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Borges played well lately. He has, Colin. I'll give him that as well. It was a great run. He went first half. He's passed to Conway a wee bit overhit down the inside left channel. But yeah, he's done well. And we're playing average. So Borges has played well lately. Oh, sorry. So there's the wee bit at the end because we're playing average teams. Well, Colin, maybe that's why we've won 2 games, because we're playing average teams. Don't cherry pick one player and say we're playing average team, that's why he's good. We have won 2 games. Maybe that's the reason we played 2 by average teams. 2 teams who will be in the mix for relegation. Carrick said maybe taking on an unsigned player to ease the defender situation. Former players Daniel Ayala and Kenneth Omeru were mentioned. Would you welcome either back? Former players. No, why are we going for former players? Why are we going for former players? Who's that from? Mick, I'm not a fan of former players. If there's players out there that's on the scrap heap and we could get them in, get them in. But don't go for the same players. I look at Giles. Giles has come in. Shadow the player he was a year and a half, 2 years ago. I questioned it when he came in. And I think other people are questioning it now when they see him. He's a different animal. He's in a different team. A team that doesn't function the way the first team did. A guy that can't get into Luton's team. Couldn't get into Hull City, 2 relegation threatened sides. So what makes you think he's good enough for Middlesbrough? And Carrick quite clearly, I know he got an injury the other week, I don't know where, but he did, like a lot of players. But he's playing, well, he's not on the team at the minute. Because Carrick picks a team. Doesn't mean Carrick brought him back, but Carrick picks a team so he can play him or not. Was a Blackburn player, says a fan, hey, Gibson banned him. Oh, right, sorry. So Leslie's saying he wants to get this. Was a Blackburn player, said a fan made a monkey gesture and Gibson banned him and then got quashed at Crown Court. Well, it's nonsense. After being convicted by magistrates and didn't get apology off Gibson, Chubby Brown paid his legal fees. Surely, do you know what, Leslie? No, I don't. I was talking about Marino one because that's there. I don't remember that. But banned for it's bonkers. The world's bonkers. Stephen Guthrie says, Bernie, why can't we get defenders from under 21s? Well, this is the thing of question. There was a few years where everybody was raving about academies. Middlesbrough Academy's thriving. Middlesbrough Academy's the best around. Middlesbrough Academy's gazes Adam Johnson, Stewie Downing, Ben Gibson's came through it. Brilliant. Where are they now? Hackney, I think, came through it. He's the latest one. Fry. Where's the strikers? Do we not produce strikers? I've said before, only 10 players in Middlesbrough's history scored 100 goals or more. 7 or 8 of them are for the North East. About 6 are for Middlesbrough, this area. 7, 8 for the North East. So why can't this... I don't think the academy... Look, years ago, they never had academies. They still produced local lads. The academies now are buying players in. They're not producing local lads. The secrecy many years ago, way before my time, was the majority were local lads. They got them in. The odd guy would travel from maybe Scotland or Liverpool or for Middlesbrough and we polish them up and groom them to produce the goods in the first team. But academies, I think, they're overhyped. Probably spend a lot of money in them, investing in... Yeah, I know that a Hackney, if he gets home for 20 million, you could say, well, he came through the academy, it's well worth it. Yeah, but now we've produced wingers, midfielders and defenders. Centre forwards, did Andy Campbell come through? Was it academy when Andy was younger? But Andy wasn't a regular because with a lot of big names and established international players ahead of him, which was unfortunate for Andy. Who was the other one? There was another guy, but he wasn't a first team regular. Louis says need Carrick sacked. Dear me. We won the day, Neil. Louis, sorry. Need Carrick sacked. Look, I get it that some people still won't be happy with Carrick. We've huffed and puffed against 2 bad teams, but we've got 6 points. Some people are still thinking, well, wait till we face bigger teams. And look, if we don't win today, I thought it was I know different because I've played and I've watched game for many, many years. But it only takes a second to score a goal, and you don't have to bet your best to score a goal. But today I never seen it coming. Now, if that didn't come, the boos would have been ringing around the riverside. There's no ifs or buts, not even open to debate. I've been here long enough to know the gig. They'd have been booing. But we won. Everybody's hunky-dory, happy, see you later. Roll on to Swansea game. Hope we can put a run together this week. Chris Andrews gonna need to win at least 5 or 6 on the bounce to get in that top 6. Well, this is so we've won 2. We won the next 4. I've got them here: Swansea, QPR, Luton, and Oxford. All average teams, all 16th, 14th, third bottom, 18th teams that we should beat in most given days. But we're Borough, and we've huffed and puffed against 2 newly promoted teams. We drew 3-3 away at Plymouth Argyle. We get battered, hammered, humiliated 3-0 against Coventry at the Riverside. And their manager, Robbins, then gets sacked. Who's at Stoke now? Got sacked. But I keep looking at Coventry. They are the dark horses. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, and I wouldn't encourage betting, I think it's a mug's game, I would say Coventry will be in that top 6. So that leaves one position for 7 or 8 teams, in my opinion. They have come out of nowhere. They're in the top 6. They're sitting 5th. They're 3 points ahead of us. And Lampard's doing a magnificent job. You must hand it to him. He's been ridiculed, went back to Chelsea and whatever, but he's proved that he's got something, and if he can get in that top 6 finish, that's quite an achievement. Hope we can put a run together. No, I've mentioned that 6 minutes. Yeah, my issue, Chris, we get 6 games unbeaten. My gut thinks 6 games unbeaten out of the remaining, out of 12 including today. 6 games unbeaten. We've only won 5, 6 in 17 games. So the odds are still stacked against us. Can we actually go on a run? Something we've not done all season. Can we win 4, 5, 6 games in the bounds? Possibly. But the past and the disruption, the turbulence, it's not happened this season. What makes you think it's going to happen now? I watched today and I'm thinking, it's not a great game, but we've still got a couple of chances, but we need to put them in bed, we need to finish them off, and we didn't. And then, as I say, the goal comes from one of their back passes, square passes, nonsense passes, what we're guilty of. And that's how we got the goal. We didn't create it ourselves, they gave us it. Still a great finish, but for Azaz. And it's good to see Azaz back in the fold, back in the fray, producing the goods, because I keep going over old ground, but 11 games in, he hadn't scored a goal. I was critical. Then he hit a putball patch with banging on the left, right and centre and creating. And then for about 3-4 games, he went off the boil. Then he was left out. Now he's come back, revised, rejuvenated, and he's looking better for it. I mean, he got the hook after he scored, but he'll be cool with that. That wasn't because it was bad that he scored the goal. Jake says it was a must-win game today. It was that, Jake, and we got it. Tam says Sunderland before today's game were 18 points ahead of us. How embarrassing is that? Yeah, Sunderland. Sunderland's up there. Sunderland, as I say, 18 points ahead, 15 points now. We won, obviously. So that's a big gulf, big gap. There's no way in the start of this season we'd have said, if I'd have said to you as a Borough fan, looking at the table, Sunderland's going to be, when we come into February, March time, Sunderland's going to be 18 points ahead. Do you think I was a lunatic? Don't know, no household names, not spent loads of money. I looked at a wee thing today, I don't know how right or wrong it is, I've just flashed over it before I come on here, and it was saying the 5 teams who have spent the most money in the Championship, and it was that order. The top 4 were above us and we were sitting 5th on spending the most money. So the top 4 in the league, Leeds, Sheffield United, Burnley and Sunderland are the big hitters when it comes to money, and Middlesbrough sitting 5th. but we're not that top 6. The other 4 are. And probably away with it as far as it stands at the minute. So Desalady says, Burnley 2 wins, clean sheet today. Hopefully start of a winning run up the borough. Des and Watford. Des, I don't know if you're aware, there's a, I'm sure it's released now, there's a get-together 1990 World Cup squad coming over to Dublin and Cork for St Patrick's Day. So the 1990 World Cup squad, like guys like Niall Quinn, Packy Bonner, Paul McGrath, John Aldridge, Andy Townsend, Kevin Sheedy, all those guys, they've all agreed to come over to Dublin. I think they're doing a top Dublin and then one in Cork over that weekend. So that should be interesting. If you've not got your tickets, get there. Phil Martin says, still not convinced, Bernie, but a win is a win. Builds confidence and we are in touching distance. Nice touch from Carrick, applauding the fans at the end. Phil Otten. I think Michael Carrick's always, look, Michael Carrick, I don't think he's a bad guy with any stretch of the imagination. I don't think he's rude or arrogant or ignorant. I think he's genuine. He's a quiet guy, a nice guy, a guy probably you couldn't dislike. But the least a coach could do is applaud the fans the same as the players. Win, lose or draw, the fans have paid money. When they're away games, they've travelled the country to watch their team. I think it's only right in manners that you applaud them. And the Borough fans, wherever they go, when I watch it on my television, you always hear them through the TV, and I think, well, that's great support, great noise. And that's win, lose or draw. They're behind the side. So, but well done, Carrick. But it's something I expect from coaches, you know, and players. The least you can do, good, bad, or indifferent, whether the fans are going to shout abuse at you or not, applaud them. Thanks for your coming. Apologise if you toss you on the night. I remember reading loads of comments saying Sunderland will drop away. It has not happened. Yeah, I think I read a few of them as well, Leslie, and it's not happened. We can keep thinking and wishing, but as yet I've not seen any signs yet. Was it last night they played? Was it Sheffield Wednesday played last night? Yeah, there's that much football, polluted with football. I watched it. I thought Wednesday were good. Dean Windass's son missed a sitter at 0-0. And then second half Sunderland came alive and took all 3 points. So could win more if Carrick goes. So Louis still having a bite at Carrick, saying we could win more if he goes. Well, it's hypothetical. Possibly, could, maybe, should have, might not. We don't know. And as long as Michael Carrick's here, we have to back him, because Steve Gibson's the guy that holds the cards. And he's backed him, and since he's backed him, we've come out a win against Stoke, 3 goals, and a win today, 1 goal, so 4 goals scored, 3 points, 6 points, and as I say, we're 7th in the table, 50 points, we're 2 points off top 6. With Swansea up next to are 16th in the table and huffing and puffing and struggling. Leslie Coates says, how much is that event you're doing at Riverside? And second, did you see them Downing pics I sent you? I did not. Then it's a cross-dresser reading them. Oh, Leslie, I don't know. Ailing says, sorry, Phil Otten says, Ailing at centre-back looked great before he went off. I says that earlier, Phil, I agree with you. Sometimes when he's on the right, don't forget, he's great career, Ailing. He's ageing, his knees look shot. And when he's exposed to a young whippersnapper greyhound winger, if he gets done 1-on-1, there's no way he's going to catch him. He'd have to jump in a taxi to catch the wingers. Some of these wingers, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, if they get a run on you, you've no chance. A ball over the top and you're caught flat-footed. Ailing's no chance. So he was tucked in today on the right of the defence and the heart of the defence, and he played well and intercepted thing, pinged a couple of good balls in, and then unfortunately second half he got injured. So yeah. So let's see, what was he got? Sorry. So Phil says Ailing centre back looked good. Might have stumbled on something with him as he does not have the pace to play fullback. Look, if he was up against 2 centre forwards with pace, he'd probably struggle in the middle as well. But there's very few teams, well, few and far between, that play 2 strikers. They play a number 10 or they play one up top. They had one up top today. Now, centre backs were good and I'm praising Dale Fry, but I always say it, they should be good because they're playing against 1 centre forward. You're playing against a negative team with 1 centre forward. I think I could play next to Dale Friday day and keep a clean sheet and play half decent. I'm not saying I would tackle, I'd put my head in, but it hurts, but I think we could still do a job. You didn't tell us the price, laugh out loud, of your event at the Rivel. The price is, where is it? It's £60 a ticket and it's £600 table of 10. And as I say, there's only about 50 tickets left. It's in the Legends Lounge at the Riverside, 30th of October. And as I say, today I think 5-6 tables alone went today. They might all be gone for all I know, I don't really know, but I don't deal with that side yet. I've been plugging it because it was us, but that's it. Anyway, I'll read these out. Let's see, where are we time-wise? We're still alright time. Are we alright? Yeah. Jake says it was a must-win game. I read that. Tam says Sunderland before today's game with 18 points was embarrassing. Read that. Colin says Conway is going to be a success at Borough and possibly the next player to be sold. Yeah, I've given my opinion on Conway. I think he works hard. I don't like the cheating side of him, and he has done that. He dived a couple of times today and never got anything for it. And if I'd have been watching him as a neutral during the week and seeing him faking injury as if the lad had hit him full on with the head, I would be marking his card, and I think people are marking his card now saying he's a cheat. I thought he was classless when he scored at Bristol. I mean, the keeper padded right in the forehead. He couldn't do anything else but score. But when he scored that, he sort of ran to the Bristol fans, and most guys, if I've scored against Borough, yeah, I'd be delighted because I'm professional. But when I went away for Borough, and if I'd have scored, I wouldn't have celebrated. I certainly wouldn't jump the fence and go berserk. I would think then my team would give him a big opportunity in the game. So there's a wee bit of, I think it's a Cockney thing. I think they've all got that. I like Cockneys. I know Cockneys, and I think I love the old apples and pears and all the slang words and the way they walk and how confident they are. But sometimes you can overstep the mark, and I think Conway's doing that at the minute. When he's got 30 goals a season for 5 seasons, 6 seasons, he can walk about with a swagger. But at the minute, he's done nothing. He's only breezed in the door. He's in a team that's in the top 10. Yeah, so nothing really. No need for a swagger or really arrogance, or just calm down, keep getting goals, and do your talking with your feet. Yeah, so I've told you the price, 60,000 a ticket, yeah, 60. So where are we here? 11 games left, have to at least win 6 or 7. Was I mentioned, Swansea, QPR, Luton, Oxford, Blackburn and Leeds are the next 6 games. A lot of people after the 2 victories are saying we have to beat Swansea, QPR, Luton and Oxford. It's easy and Pete are saying we have what we have to do, but we have to do it. In 6 games, 6 wins in the bounce. We had 5 defeats in the bounce. So why can't we go 6 wins in the bounce? It's a possibility, but do I really believe it with what I've seen? I don't know. See, today could have quite easily ended up 0-0, but we got a goal. It's all ifs and buts and maybes, I get that, but I just think when we win, don't get too carried away. Keep your feet in the ground, be realistic, look what's going on all season. I mean, the graph would be like that, up and down. We've not been stable. Did we keep the same team today? Same team, wasn't it? So I think that's the secret for Carrick. Keep the same team, win, next game win, take them into Swansea game, they win again, you keep it again. Just replicate it. It's how you build confidence, morale. As I say, if I'm scoring goals, if I was big Bazog, scored 3 and 3 and then I was dropped because he changed the formation, then I'm in and then I come off the bench, Stoke, and then I'm on the bench again today, I'm thinking, hold on a minute, I've been playing well. And the big man has. I don't know him for Adam, but he's played well. He scored 3 goals in 5 games and he's on the bench. If I was Fry, I'd have been knocking Carrick's door down saying, what's going on? I've been watching guys in front of me that can't move and still leaking goals and I can't get a game. But he's in now, and Carrick would be a fool to drop Rail Fry. He'd be a fool. I don't think he'd dare. Not at the minute. John says, Conway and Hinacio are average forwards. Bernie, what do you think? The Hinacio lads, I was sort of stunned that we knew since the summer that Latilaf was going to go. We always knew he was going to go. I'm not being disrespectful. I don't know if the guy's good or bad. I've not seen enough of the lad. But I was looking for a better replacement. Somebody I was going to think, do you know what? That's a decent replacement, that. As if we just plucked him out of the air. He's over, is it Spain? He's meant to have been on the bench, a bit piece. He scored a couple of goals in the Copa del Rey, something like that, against the equivalent of third division team. So he's not been... I don't know who's spotted him and who's seen this season and thought he's some player. They probably weren't in the past, like we did with Giles. 1 or 2 years can change the whole dynamics of a player. Maybe injuries, niggling injuries, loss of form, loss of interest, too much money, switched off, not really tossing it off, don't care where they go, how they go, they're still getting paid, they're on the payroll. So, yeah. But Conway has still chipped in with 11, 12 goals. A couple of penalties in there, don't know if it's 2 or 3. But, yeah, I think Conway's... I don't think he's as good as Letty Laugh. But I do think if he did start banging in the goals left, right and centre this year or next year, if he's still here, I don't think they would hesitate in selling him. I think that's the way the club operates, and a lot of clubs do that. So Mike says, good to see Bernie, good to see Azaz back on form, 2 goals in 2 games. Yeah, as I say, Azaz, don't forget, Azaz is a Republic of Ireland international. He's an international player. He has got good vision. He's got a good touch, good control, vision. But like the team, he's been turbulent. He's been dipping in and out, and he's back in form. So hopefully that continues. If I've any chance to get in that top 6, players like Azaz have to continue doing the business on a weekly basis. He cannot fluctuate and dip up and down. We need performances now, regular. Gel says 2 wins as a session, playoffs here we come. Wee smiley face. Bit of sarcasm there. Look, why can't we? Of course we can go on the run. What do you need to go on the run? We need consistency. For me, you need a settled team. We need a settled team. You need a bit of luck. You need a luck in life. You need a bit of luck in football or any sport. Like today. We got lucky today. Couple of bounces, couple of ricochets ended up at Azaz, thank you very much. Nobody went and beat 3 men and laid it in a plate and Azaz put... No, it never happened like that. There was an element of luck, and that's what you need to get in that top 6. You need to be good, you need to be vibrant, you need... The leadership qualities, I was more than happy with what I seen with Fry today. Fry certainly set his stall up from the off and during the week against Stoke. He's been really good. Tam says, how can Berzog not get into this team? What does I say? Well, I don't know. For me, Berzog's better than Foz. Foz scored a good goal during the week. I'm not a fan of Foz. The couple of chances, the double shot today, within a 15-second ball came in, he's hit it, the keeper's parried it straight back to his direction, he dropped his shoulder. For me, he still should maybe score, but doesn't. He doesn't hide. He's not a shrinking violet. He doesn't go missing. But I think he's an honest lad. But I would have Big Berzog over him all day long. Don't forget, he's been here for a couple of years. Not as if he just breezed in the door. Been here for a while. Luke says, uninspiring performance today, Bernie. But a win's a win. Well, of course it is. And it was a... As I say, you could sort of sense, an hour into the game, some of the fans, you could sense there was a wee bit of concern, thinking, we're not going to get this goal here now, we're not going to draw against this lot. Oh, that's it, opportunity's gone. A few of them were sort of polishing up their voices, ready to boo, but the boos never came because we scored the goal. I say Azaz's fine goal, Azaz he's nearly into double figures, isn't he? Azaz. So he's done well, Azaz. We need goals. We need the defence to be as tight as it was. Oh, saying we're not going to... When you look at the games coming up, when you look at the big games out the remaining 11, we've mentioned games we're looking for all points. Swansea, QPR, Luton, Oxford. They're the next 4 games. Blackburn, they're up there. Leeds, Millwall, Plymouth Argyle, rock bottom, they're going down. Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich, Coventry. Some massive games ahead. Where's that other one? Bernie for Rob. Sorry, not Rob. Erling did well in defence till the injury. Well, he did. He did very well. As I say, Erling's been a great professional. You don't last at Leeds all those years and not be good at it. And he's been great. When he first came in, he was good, earned a new contract. This year, he's been like the team, turbulent, in and out, good, bad, indifferent. Sometimes I look at him sympathetically and think his knees look short. You know, when the ball's at the other side of the park, I watch his movement, either moving out or moving in, and it looks as if it's painful, his knees. I might be wrong, maybe it's just the way he runs, but yeah. A happy birthday to Alfie. I says that in the lounge today, somebody's put it in there. Happy birthday to Alfie. Alfie, 17-year-old, regular in the Legends Lounge. I had a few questions for Demi. Let me just go over them and I'll tell you what Demi said. So I asked Demi today, so Demi Constantopoulos, he knows about promotions. He was asked about what do you need to get promoted. He says, well, you need leaders, you need consistency. And more or less, because I asked him a question about if you're a goalkeeper and the guys in front are always chopping and changing, formation changing, 3 centre-backs 1 week, 2 the next, left back row, the personnel changes every week, the right back changes regular, centre-half changes. How disruptive is that? And he agrees it's totally disruptive and not good for a goalkeeper. The goalkeepers try to get a togetherness and a bit of continuity. And if you're chopping and changing, you can't get that. Become telepathic, you can't get it with constant chopping and changing. So I asked them that, and then I did say, we're talking about, we come back to monkeys. My kids, when they were younger, they were monkeys, definitely monkeys. Yeah, I asked him, I says, Julio Arca was my guest in the Legends Lounge a couple of weeks ago. Julio came from Argentina and ended up in Sunderland. You, Demi, are from Greece, Athens, whatever, ended up in Hartlepool. How does that happen? What a cultural shock it must have been for an Argentinian landing in Sunderland and a Greek lad landing in Hartlepool. I mean, I was a Glaswegian landing in Middlesbrough and I thought I'd landed in the moon. What did those guys think? It must have been a cultural shock for sure. I said being involved in promotions, I mentioned that. I says a backline continue to chop and change, yeah. Then I asked his best goalkeepers. I said, as a goalkeeper, he knows them. He's worked with Saul Bryn. He's seen plenty of Dieng, not so much Glover. Travers, he knows Travers, obviously played for Bournemouth. So Borough's top 4 goalkeepers, who's the pick? I'll let you guess. You've got about 10 minutes to guess. Who did Demi pick? So between Saul Bryn, Dieng, Glover and Travers, who is Demi as a goalkeeper? Who did he pick as his best goalkeeper at Middlesbrough? Out of those 4. 4 is on the books. Saul Bryn obviously is injured, and good luck to Saul. He's having a good time up to his injury. Dieng, he's also injured. Good luck to him. Glover came in to play a bit piece and was left out because we brought in Travers. So who did Demi Constantopoulos? A guy who was, he had X amount of clean sheets that promotional year and a great time. So who did Demi pick? So the first guess up is Mark Smith. Hi, Mark. He says Saul. I'll let you know at the end. So 10 minutes, I'll let you know. So who was Big Demi's top keeper? Was it Saul Bryn, Dieng, Glover or Travers? Have a guess. Have a go. So looking at the league table, Leeds United 76 points, Sheffield United 68 points, Burnley 68 points and Sunderland 65. So I think we can safely say that they're going to remain in that, they're going to get in that top, they're going to stay there, top 6. Obviously there's going to be one who wins the league. And then you've got Coventry, I said, through Bernie, it's got to be Travers, so that's for Dan Smith. So Dan says Travers, Darren. Matt says Saul. And Steve says definitely Saul. Leslie says Travers. Des says Saul. Colin, You judge players over a season not because they have had 1 or 2 good games in 10, laugh out loud. Yeah, Colin, you went off the Keator team, but you're right, Colin. You're right. I always say you judge a team, players 12, 14 games. You get a rough idea if they're decent or the team's good or what kind of season. But yeah, you can't judge anybody 10 games, 12, 14 games. You get an idea. It still doesn't mean they're a great player. They need to do it year in, year out. But unfortunately, modern day players come and go. Bernie, it's got to be Travers. It's with John. Darren. And hi, Bernie. Hope you have had a great week. This is Dan Smith. Decent results. Thanks for the live stream. Thanks to the sponsors. Thanks to you for joining in. Without the sponsors and yous, there's no place. You have to listen and forced to listen to certain airwaves. Mick Hill says Travers. Oh, there's loads saying Travers. So why would they say Travers then? He's only in the door. I maybe seen loads of them at Bournemouth. Anne says Newton, Saul, Travers, Dieng and Glover. Are you serious, Anne? The question was, Demi Constantopoulos was my guest today in the Legends Lounge at Riverside, and him being a smashing keeper for Hartlepool and Middlesbrough and big part of the promotional year, X amount of clean sheets, and being a coach for years in the professional game. I asked him the question in front of 250 people, who is your favourite out of the goalkeepers? Who's the best out of Saul Bryn, Travers, Dieng and Glover? And he gave me one. Peter Sloan says, you're a legend. Bernie Joe Sladen, legend's the word I am. Legend, not legend, legend. Darren says, I would like to see us sign Travers permanent and let him and Saul fight for the #1 spot. The Dieng thing's a strange thing as well. When I was trying to digest Dieng was in the team. Sometimes I think he should have been rested, like everybody else gets rested, but he wasn't. Then he had a couple of niggles, and then he was back in. And then he disappeared off the face of the air. And there was loads of rumours sweeping about. And then he was all of a sudden had an operation and was out, whatever his injury is. Strange. I think Dieng will be gone at the end of the season. If he's fit, he'll be gone, I think. As I say, I'm no goalkeepers that mess about at the back are encouraged to mess about at the back. But I'm not a fan of it. I'm still not a fan of it. I looked at it today again. Middlesbrough had a few spells doing it. They gave a away goal doing it, and they had a couple of absolute nightmarish square balls. Suicide balls. So impressed me, but Travers' experience maybe just edges it for Mick Hills, possibly. Yeah, so that's them. Let's see where. So I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to be gone now. I got a curry earlier. I usually get it after this, but I thought I'll get one on the way in. Right, so Demi Constantopoulos, who's a seasoned pro, played hundreds of games, coached, plenty of goalkeepers. I asked him the question, if you've just joined us, I don't know where you've been. I know it's an odd time, that's the way it is. And I asked who's the best keeper out of Saul Bryn, Travers, Saul Bryn, Travers, Glover, Dieng, and his answer was Travers. So I says to him in front of people, I say, so you're telling me Travers is the best goalkeeper and he's the only one that's not signed long term? Says it all really, doesn't it? Yeah, don't forget he's not a property, but Demi did say he's a top draw keeper and he's a big fan of his and knows his background. And sorry, Bernie, legend, had a few rums celebrating Borough 1, laugh out loud, Peter Sloan. That's all right, Peter. Hey, have a rum for me. Rum. I didn't know rum still existed. No, do you know what? I've got a barrel of rum. Is it rum? I don't even know alcohol. I think it is rum. I got it many years ago. It was the then sponsors who gave me a barrel. I think it's called the hat trick against it was a Coventry. The older viewer will remember it. Coventry away, I scored the hat trick. And anyway, we were sponsored by, can't even remember who it was. and they gave us a bottle, a barrel with rum in it, and it's never been opened. It must be well thingy now, well developed or mature, whatever you call it in the drinking terms. So listen, thanks for joining us. Well done, Borough. At times it was a bit of a slog, bit of a bore fest for me. Something I didn't enjoy, but I enjoyed the goal. It was a great finish, great result, clean sheet, brilliant. 2 wins in the bounds, great. 4 games coming up, looking for maximum points. Spice rum, very nice. Cracking with a K. So he's on the run, Peter. He's having a good old time. So anyway, if you want to join Total BS podcast, goes out every Monday. Last week it was part 1 and 2 over the last 2 weeks. Nicky Moan, who went through that game, he talks about it in part 2. When if you've not listened, you listen for free and Apple, any of the Amazon, any of those. He talks about the time we played Wolves last game of the season at Molineux. We had to win to go up. Nicky, the game was delayed because of a bomb scare. Then Nicky starts the game and gets sent off. We lose a goal, we're a man down. This is the last game to clinch to get in the very first Premier League in 92. Everything's stacked against us. And then lo and behold, the late great John Gittins scored a goal. Somebody shot, came off the keeper. Me and John Gittins went for it. Gitt with a bigger foot than me. Got there before me. Goal. We run about going crazy. And then Jamie Pollock went up the left. I always remember it as if it was yesterday. Got a burst of pace from somewhere, I don't know where. And bust up sort of inside left, or the left wing. Crossed it. Paul Wilkinson went up, who was great with his head. Downward header, and it hit the turf. And it spiralled up in the air like slow motion. And nestled in the top left-hand corner. It was like slow motion. Somewhat some of our passing sometimes. And we got promotion, so that was a great day. So anyway, that was Nicky Moan. You can listen to part 1 and 2 and talking about that episode and getting promotion and being a local lad. And this Monday, it's Julio Arca. Julio Arca, 6 years at the Borough, 7 years, 6 years at Sunderland. Great footballer, great left peg. Argentinian under-21 international. Lovely guy. Wee story quickly, we run out of time. I was to meet him at my mate Eric Gates's pub up in Durham. It's called the Curiosity Mr. Fox. Eric Gate and a couple of lads own it. So Gates's my pal. Used to do a Legend Show, of course. What a player Gatesy was. If you're not seeing Gatesy, rewind the clock, look at some of the YouTube stuff. Eric Gates, John Watt, Alan Brazil, Ipswich team, UEFA Cup winners and all that. Brilliant. So I've arranged to meet Julio Arca in the pub. Say it was 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock comes, Gatesy's going, where is he? I said, I'll be here. I've only met him a few times. Julio, lovely man. Anyway, 2:30, 3, I'm off. And so I'm heading back to Teesside. I wasn't angry because I thought he's got 2 kids, hope everything's all right. That was my first train of thought. And as I'm driving back to Teesside, Missy's in the car and the phone goes, Julio Arca on loudspeaker. Hello, Lou. I'm on my way to Teesside. I says, no, we'll rearrange it. Look, he says, I totally forgot. I says, we've all done that. I'm criminal for that. No, I'm on my way. So I ended up, he travelled all the way to Teesside. That shows his character and his style and what he's all about. Decent human being, great guy. His English is better than mine. But yeah, so listen to part 1, which is on Monday. Total BS, it's free. Apple, Amazon, Speaker. You get it anywhere and everywhere, and it's free. So thanks again to the sponsors. Galaxy Blinds, Advanced Utility Solutions, and read them so don't forget. Smith & Friends Estate Agents, Dovecot, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Cornerstone GRS, Insulation, Heroes and Legends. Thank you very much, TGM Cars. To each and every one of these sponsors, used for getting involved. Well done, Michael Carrick. Well done, Borough. Easy's about the pressure. The pressure's still there. It ain't going away for the remaining 11 games. It's going to build from now on in. But at least it's another win, another goal, and a clean sheet. Brilliant. See you up the Borough.